Tonight at 9, a Peoria nightclub, the owner implemented a no dreadlocks policy over the weekend. Tonight, how city leaders are addressing the community's concern for that decision. Also, if you're driving in Peoria, where's the proper place to park? We'll share the new city rule that says where you can't. And preparing your child for kindergarten, a new report questions if some schools in the area have kids who are ready to start off their educational experience. We'll break down that report as well. But first, a Fulton County Sheriff's deputy is dead today after being shot earlier in the afternoon. And it tops our 9 at 9 tonight. As always, thanks for joining us. I'm Eugene Daniel. Officers were called to Troy Road just after 2 o'clock this afternoon in Avon, where a suspect barricaded himself inside of a home. And WYZZ has learned that a deputy was shot during that incident. That deputy has now been identified as Fulton County Sheriff's Deputy 39-year-old Troy Chisholm. His body was taken by procession to a Peoria hospital earlier this evening.
This is WYZZ News at 9.
Good evening. The Central Illinois law enforcement community is mourning the loss of one of its own today. And it tops our 9 at 9. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eugene Daniel. Fulton County Deputy Troy Chisholm, a 4-year veteran of that department who also served in several other first responder capacities, was shot and killed while on duty. Meanwhile, several law enforcement agencies were involved in arresting 39-year-old Nathan Woodring this morning. Now, Illinois State Police took Woodring into custody after a 19-hour standoff in rural Avon. He's now in McDonough County Jail, and Deputy Chisholm was responding to a battery and disturbance call when he was shot. Yesterday, police blocked off all of Troy Road and SWAT teams searched rural fields and nearby woods during that standoff. And Avon's a small town, a tight-knit group with a population of 950. So residents say the situation is not only terrifying, it's not typical of their community.
Good evening and thank you for watching. I'm Lauren Langer.
And I'm Rebecca Brumfield.
Now, one person is dead after a fiery crash between two semi-trucks on I-74 near Goodfield.
Traffic is being diverted off of the eastbound lanes at that Goodfield exit and the westbound lanes at the Mitsubishi exit. Illinois State Police called a press conference for 5:45 tonight. Right now, Eugene Daniel is in bumper-to-bumper traffic.
He joins us live with the most updated information from the scene. Eugene.
Yeah, Lauren and Rebecca, we're trying to get to that press conference right now, but as you said, this traffic is absolutely almost at a standstill, and we're not even on the interstate. I-74 is closed eastbound and westbound between Goodfield and Bloomington. That standstill traffic, not only on the interstate, but also as we're right now on US 150, barely moving, heading toward Goodfield from Congerville, trying to get to that conference now. Now, State Police say the two semis collided on 74 eastbound around 2:30 this afternoon. Both of those caught fire. This happened after one of those broke down and the other collided with it as it was trying to pass. We know at least one person has died from that crash at this point. State Police say that that scene will be active for a few more hours. So if you plan on traveling in this area, traffic is blocked both directions, eastbound and westbound. Eastbound drivers being diverted near Goodfield, westbound travelers near the Mitsubishi exit. And at one point, just to give you a little bit of what it's like out here, we saw drivers who have been stranded, they said, for about 2.5 hours, helping each other out of their cars, turn back on the wrong side of the interstate just so that they can try to get out from a place they've been stuck in for quite some time. So you definitely want to try to avoid that stretch on I-74 for right now. And, of course, when we get more information, we'll bring it to you. Send it back to you, Rebecca.
Well, one person is in the hospital right now after a chemical spill at Aglam FS in Hannah City.
Crews were called to the chemical leak just after 5 p.m. And when they got there, they were blocked off. The roads were blocked off and they began working to contain the spill. The general manager of Agland FS tells us a valve in a tank holding anhydrous ammonia broke loose. Fire Captain Odewalt says one person suffered chemical burns to his face and chest. He was taken to OSF St. Francis Medical Center. At this point, there is no word on his condition. Captain Odewalt says if the tank weren't just 20% full, the situation could have been worse.
Yeah, the more that's in it, obviously we worry about the pressure behind it, and that's what actually causes it to spew out of the tank. That would obviously have changed our radius of getting residents out of their home, the evacuation.
Some breaking news for you right now. Peoria police are searching for a suspect in a shooting this evening. Just before 9, the shooting was reported on East Arcadia near Prospect Road. When officers arrived, they found a man who'd been shot in the buttocks behind a home in the area. He was taken to the hospital, but police say he is not cooperating at this time. We'll hope to get more on the suspect for you later on in the evening and online at ciproud.com. Getting some news in this afternoon about a 5-year-old boy who died tonight after a drowning in Peoria. Just after 5 o'clock, police were called to Seven Oaks Apartments on Brandywine Drive on reports of the missing boy, and an officer found the child at the bottom of the pool and retrieved the boy from the water. He was then rushed to the hospital, but died a little before 7 o'clock tonight. That child's name is not being released, and police are still investigating the circumstances surrounding that drowning. Thanks for watching, and I'm Eugene Daniel.
And I'm Lauren Langer.
Man, what a game Bradley played today against the Michigan State Wolverines. They faced off in a very competitive game against the Spartans, but their dance is now over.
Oh, unfortunately, it was a heartbreaker. While they kept it close and even led the game at halftime, they eventually fell 76-65. We have team coverage of the Braves' trip to Des Moines, Iowa. We start with Matt McClain, who's in studio with a recap of the game. Matt.
Yeah, Lauren, Eugene, the Braves came out ready to play in this game. They went mano-a-mano with Michigan State in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Over 234,000 properties unclaimed in the Peoria County area. We're teaming up with the State Treasurer's Office to reunite you with some of that unclaimed property.
That's right. State Treasurer Michael Frerichs joins us now with more details on the iCash program.
We are excited. The phone's been ringing off the hook. We think we've returned over $50,000 already in the first 2 hours and hoping to return thousands more to your...
And Treasurer Roberts joins us now live at Schoolhouse Express at the shops at Grand Prairie. Treasurer, how are these teachers celebrating tonight?
Well, Eugene, yes, I'm down here at Schoolhouse Express, and they've been down here since 7 p.m. with their back-to-school event. It's Schoolhouse Express's 1-year anniversary, and they're choosing to celebrate it by celebrating teacher. I was chosen to choose anybody in the store to get all their school supplies. They choose here tonight on the house. And I'm actually going to walk around and surprise somebody right now. So I want you all to follow me, and let's just see how this makes somebody's night. Now, I don't know who to choose. I've been thinking about it for the past minute or so. Let's see who we're gonna choose. Oh, excuse me, ma'am. Hi. How are you doing tonight?
I'm fine. How are you?
What's your name?
Karen Burris.
Nice to meet you, Karen. Well, I just want to let you know that any school supplies you get tonight are going to be on the house. I was chosen to choose anybody in here randomly.
Are you kidding?
I am not kidding. I'm serious.
It's pretty good with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Can't rule out perhaps an isolated shower or storm some of those days, but the chances are so low that we're just going to be optimistic and more or less keep it out of the forecast.
You know, that looks so great. It almost feels like a typo when you look at all the stuff that we've had the last few weeks. So to know that that is what's coming, you just kind of want to look at it for a little bit.
We're getting spoiled. And just a reminder, it's been so long since we've seen the sun. Don't look directly at it.
That's a good reminder.
Get some solar glasses.
That's a good reminder. All right.